successful closer. Okay, then next we're going to be talking about how much you can expect to make
what is
from
high ticket closing,
and
we're
then
going to move
lastly
into the
we're going to talk
history
about
of
how
high
to
ticket
get
closing.
started on your journey to becoming a profitable high ticket
Next, we are going to
closer.
talk
Let's
about
get right
the
into it.
setter closer model of high ticket
So
closing.
what is high ticket
Then
closing?
next, we are going to be
High
talking
ticket
about
closing by
the traits
definition
of a
is a
successful
specialized
closer.
sales
Okay,
skill
then next we're going to be talking about
selling
how
premium
much you
products
can
or
expect to
services
make what is
from
high ticket closing.
through the use of
We're going to move into
the
the
history
history
of
how
how
to
to
get
started
started
on your journey to
is
becoming
used by
a
top
profitable
entrepreneurs
high
all over the
ticket
world. We are going to talk
Let's
about
get right
the
into
setter closer model of high ticket closing.
So what is high ticket
Then next, we are going to be talking
high ticket
about
closing by
the
definition
traits
used to close sales of high ticket digital products, coaching services, and consulting services, and everything in between. So that is what high ticket closing is all about. So moving on, we're going to be talking about a brief history of high ticket closing. Now, high ticket closing did start today. High ticket closing is as old as selling itself. It has always been used in different industries, especially traditional industries like real estate, stocks trading, and every kind of product that needs to be sold. And high ticket closing is used for closing large deals, like I said, that involves tens of thousands of dollars. A long time ago, closing sales involved jumping on the plane and traveling long distances to meet your client where they are because there was no technology to facilitate these type of um, transactions. You had to do it the old crude way. But nowadays, with the advent of technologies like Zoom, Google Meet, or just your telephone, you can work remotely by closing deals right where you are. But how does this work in real life? So let's move on to the next. It is the setter closer model. The setter closer model, it is the way high ticket closing works. So modern sales teams are divided into two major groups. We have the setters and we have the closers, and this is to ensure efficiency and then higher conversions. Okay. Now the first set of um, salespeople, we have the setter. The setter is also called the appointment setter. The appointment setter is a front end role that manages direct messages and cold outreaches and help to gather and qualify the leads. So they gather the leads, qualify them to be sure that they are interested in the product or the service that is about to be sold. And this is where the main guys come in, which is the closer. A closer is a back-end role. It's not typically client-facing in that sense. Okay, this person is a professional who gets on a typically phone call or a Zoom call to close the deal. So the setter is a front-end guy that gets the lead, qualifies the lead, while the closer is a back-end person that work on the lead that has been gathered and qualified, and then get to work on the psychology to ensure that every objection that was raised by the client is handled professionally and adequately, and then to move the client from just an interested buyer into uh, someone that will take action at the end of the day. Okay, so that's how the setter closer model works. So moving on, we are going to talk about, let's just break it down a bit further. So what does a setter do? Like the word implies, a setter, is in charge of setting the stage. It involves handling outreaches. It involves qualifying leads. It involves booking appointments, and it involves warming up the leads. So handling outreaches means reaching out to clients, maybe sending through advertisements, through cold outreaches. Qualifying the leads, when you reach out to the client, the leads that you get from there, you get to check who is qualified to move to the next step. And then when you get to after qualifying them, the next thing is to book appointments to ensure that they are the appointment with the person that's going to engage them further, which is the closer. And then they get to warm up the prospect, which means they engage them first, tell them about the product, and then for the pass the ball to the closer. So now this brings us to the star players, which is the closer. The job of the closer is to build trust. Okay, several things. Build trust, The next thing is to handle objections, because that's the bulk of the work of a closer. You handle objections, okay? Now the next thing is to demonstrate value, and then the last thing is to close deals remotely from anywhere you are. So once you have been able to get the client to trust you and to trust the product, and then of course objections are going to arise, you handle them, you from one to the other, no matter how many they are, handle them, and then you're able to demonstrate how this product or service is going to be of so much value to them. Then effortlessly, the last stage is going to follow. You're going to be able to close those deals without a hitch. Okay, so moving on, let's look at real life industries where remote closers are needed. They are needed. Closing is needed anywhere a sales takes place. Anywhere sales and marketing is involved, closing is always going to be involved, because that's the last step in a sales process. In coaching, in consulting, in real estate, in digital courses, in agency services, any service or product that is typically high ticket, sales closing, remote closing is always going to be applicable there. So coaching services, consulting services, real estate, digital courses, agency services, and many much more. Okay, so moving on, we're going to be talking about what traits would allow you to become a successful closer. What are the traits that you need as a successful closer that will get you to close deal after deal after deal and to become a star and very profitable closer? The first skill there is confidence. Your confidence level must be very high, so high that your client, your potential client, must feel it from the other side, because when you're going to be speaking on the phone, they need to hear that confidence in your voice, and if you're going to be using a video chat, they have to see it in your face. The next thing is emotional intelligence. You want to be emotionally intelligent, knowing how to navigate, the objections that are going to be raised, any emotions that are going to arise. You have to know how to handle the client's varying emotions in their different ranges. The next thing is your communication skills, your listening ability, your ability to speak clearly and properly, your ability to communicate effectively. So it's going to be very needed. And then the next thing is listening ability. Listening is part of communication. Like I said, you need to be able to listen carefully to what, and hear especially what the client is not saying. Both what they're saying, that's both the verbal and the non-verbal communication. So the next thing you need to become a successful closer is to be persistent. You can't give up. You might not close your first deal on your very first try. It's going to take you a few tries. Okay, so you want to be persistent. You want to keep your enthusiasm high as you move from one deal to the other till you hit your jackpot. And then the last thing you need is a discipline. Discipline is very important. You can't just do it as you like. You're going to be setting appointments. You have to keep to time. You have to show up on time. You have to deliver as you've promised. Okay, so these are the traits of a successful closer. All right, so moving on. But there's a big question before us. Can beginners start? Most people watching this webinar right now are wondering, how do I start? Where do I start from? Can the beginner actually start this, or is there no hope for us? I can tell you categorically that the short answer is yes. Many successful closers that you see today that are very successful, that are making thousands of dollars and much more, they started with no experience, but what happened is they developed their sales skills through training and practice. Okay, and we're going to be looking at one of the pro sales closer in the industry, and let's watch a video by Bruno, also known as the Einstein of marketing, to learn more about his journey. Okay, in the next slide we are going to take a look at this guy's amazing journey. Okay, here it is.
All right, so how did I go from being a broke customer care rep who was barely making like 40,000 naira a month to doing over $3 million in sales, taking home over $300,000 from Nigeria with simply a laptop, an internet connection, and my ability to speak English? Well, I'll tell you, the story starts in July 5th, 2020. I'm on my way to church, and then something happens that dramatically changes my life. I was robbed. In fact, not robbed, my phone was snatched from my hand. It was the only thing I had at that time. It was my most valuable thing at that time. And remember in 2020 we were in a lockdown, and so because we're in a lockdown, I couldn't go to work anymore. I couldn't make money from my 9 to 5, and so I remember walking to church that day because I was so pissed at myself. I kept asking myself all these questions like, why did you go and sit down there? Why didn't you just sit in the middle of the mall? Where all of these things. And then I remembered something that I saw earlier, and the statement was this: the wealthiest people have two things. They have something that's valuable and a way to distribute that value. And it stuck with me because I asked myself, Bruno, okay, what can you do right now to make money? What can you exchange in order for someone to give you money? And the answer was zero. And that's when I realized that being poor, being broke, has nothing to do with the money in your account. The money in your account is a reflection of this other thing, which is that being poor is actually the fact that you have nothing of value to offer another human being, or you are terrible at communicating that value. And so because of that, I figured that if I was going to be wealthy, I needed to do two things very well. Number one is I needed to become a person of value, have something valuable to myself, become a person of value, improve myself, and therefore improve the reach that I have. And so my focus became, I'm going to master sales and I'm going to master marketing, because if I master sales, I believed that it was one of the most valuable skills you could learn. And when I mastered marketing, I believe that I know that it's the one way to get in front of a lot of people. Combining these two things will make you unstoppable. If you now add another skill set to it, my God, you are going to go, you're just going to explode. And so for me, that was the journey. And so I bought a course. The course was like about 40K then. I bought it, paid for it, and I just started going through the course. And that's when it clicked on me, like, I know what these guys are doing. Like, I can do this thing too. Like, this is not as difficult as I thought. But the funny thing is that it took me 11 days from when I bought the course to actually starting it out. Maybe would have hit my goals 11 days faster. But when I started out, my goal was to just make an extra 400K a month. In the first month, guess how much I made? I made $2,000 in the first month. I literally went from where I was making 40,000 naira a month to $2,000, which was like 100x my current salary. And I did it again the second month, and I did it again the third month. And by the end of the third month, I won a car. And that was what began my journey. Because I now realized that, wait, this thing is predictable, this thing is doable, and I can do it from anywhere in the world. Then I took all those money when I wanted to level up. I took all that money and then I invested in a coach. That coach, I paid $3,000 to learn sales as a core skill. And I've gone on to invest over $15,000 to just improve my sales and my communication skills. Those investments have directly brought in anywhere between $300,000 to $500,000 into my own personal account, and has helped me generate anywhere from $3 million to $5 million. Has helped me help other people, train over 500 plus people in sales and marketing. That's my story. That's in a nutshell how I went from where I was a broke customer care rep to doing over $3 million plus in sales. Now I've been able to relocate my wife and I to Canada. I was able to do all of this within 4 months, all because of this one skill. And so now that I'm in Canada, I feel the need to now help a lot more people see how valuable this skill is, see that it's the one skill that AI is not going to replace soon, and more importantly, help them make money. Because here's the truth, if I help them make money, I'm going to make money myself. So I'm not doing this because I'm altruistic. No, I want to make more money. That's the truth. But I know that I'll only make more money by helping other people make more money. And that's why I'm doing all the things I'm doing. And that is my story, Bruno Nwogu. If you found this valuable, if you want to connect, don't forget to like, follow, comment, and share this to somebody who you think needs to hear it, needs to see it, or will find it valuable too. And I'll see you in the next video.
All right. So, if you've watched this video, you probably have a lot of questions on your mind, so many questions, but we are here to help you out. Questions like, is closing the same thing as selling? Or can I work remotely using this particular skill? And is this skill future proof? Is AI going to take this skill away or take your job away? Or how fast can I start earning? No matter what the question you have, I can guarantee you that that question is going to be covered by Bruno's course in the next slide. This is a course that has been used by several people, several hundreds of people, to close their first sale and then to go on to make so much more money for themselves. So introducing the course titled Close Like a Pro. the beginner's guide to closing deals between $3,000 to $10,000. So all the answer to your questions on your mind from the beginning of this webinar up to this very point is going to be answered by this particular course. So this might just be the best investment of your money and your time in the year 2026 and going forward. So this particular course is actually available on seller.com. I'm going to link the description for you to purchase this course. And guess what? There are several benefits. This is not just a course. This is a course, a community, and a guide. It's going to give you everything you need, especially as a beginner. Keyword there is beginner. Okay, of course, advanced or intermediate salespeople will find it valuable, but the focus here is for beginners who are just starting out. The person that does not have any skill at all, but has the will and the to do it, the will and the interest to get into this skill set. Okay, so this course is actually for you. So the beginner's guide, check the description below to get it. Okay, so now this course is not just it includes so many other benefits, other free bonuses. Okay, benefits like how to find and vet offers, and how to prepare for an interview, how to vet an interview, how to stand out in an interview, and how to receive your commissions. All these are bonuses, video bonuses that have been included in this course. So how do you get people to send you their products to close for them? Okay, this is a very niche area that people don't just give out like that. So there are secrets in this particular game that you want to take advantage of. Then he added other extra bonuses in the course, including remote job acquisition training, private community calls, and then recorded calls that has been done previously in the community. This course is so powerfully packed with bonuses as well. So you want to do well to check it out. Okay, now who should join this course? If you're still doubting, you still have a couple of doubts, a couple of questions on your mind, then I'm going to put it to you that this course is ideal for people who want to make side income in addition to their monthly or weekly salary. It's also ideal for anybody who is looking to work remotely from any part of the world, especially in Nigeria or Africa or any part of the world. Then this course is also ideal for anybody that wants to make money urgently in the next 3 months or less. If you're on a tight deadline and you're looking for a way out, this course might just be your way out. Okay, the next is anybody that is looking to start or grow a career in sales and marketing without having to work in the four walls of an organization, without that restriction, working at your own pace, at your own time, being your own boss per se. This course is actually for you. If you're looking to start your sales organization or agency, this is where you should begin. Okay, and then if you're looking to make your very first 6-figure in any currency in the next 12 months, then this is the kind of course you want to lock in so that you can learn the skill that can take you from where you are to where you need to be. Okay, so I hope you're following so far. All right, so this is the offer to you. Bruno has invested so much in his journey that he can literally charge you any amount and you can justify the price because it comes with so much value. He has reportedly spent over $30,000 to learn this high ticket skill, and this skill is going to be given to you at a highly discounted price of 50,000 naira, or which is about $30 only. Imagine somebody paid $30,000 to learn something and then tells you that you can learn this thing for just 1% of that price, which is $30. So why not take action today? Stop procrastinating. Click the link in the description and start your journey into becoming a high ticket remote sales closer, and I would see you on the other side of the success stage. Okay, thank you for checking out this webinar today. I will see you on the other side. So click the link in the description, take action today, and go make something happen in this year. Thank you.